During this module, we talked a little bit about child welfare and different policies and practices and different things to look out for. I do know that here in the state of Georgia, what constitutes abuse is anything um, from neglect, sexual abuse, exploitation, physical injury, or death inflicted on a child. Um, when it comes to reporting this type of abuse, mandatory reporting is required by physicians, personnel in hospitals, dentists, psychologists, social workers, counselors, um, law enforcement. Um, the basis of report of neglect and abuse would be reasonable cause, of course, to believe the child has been abused. This information can be reported to a child welfare agency, um, protective services, um, and then if by chance either of those people aren't available, you can also report incidents to police. Failure to do so with reporting can lead to having a misdemeanor. Um, I know in my undergrad, we talked a lot about child welfare and the different things that would be considered. It kind of was one of those things where it was like, even if you aren't sure, still call because you never know. As there's been instances and stories where child abuse has been suspected, but nothing has fell through, in which led to a possible death. I know it was a story we had watched. It was on Netflix. I forget his name. I think his name was Gabriel, and it just talked about the neglect from the social workers and everyone around him, from the abuse he was experiencing from his mother and stepfather, which led to his death. So I feel like just being aware and knowing that if you suspect it, just report it, because you honestly never know. You don't want it to get to the point where a child is deceased. When it comes to client self-determination, that's important when working with individuals, because clients do have the right to make decisions and choices regarding their well-being, regardless of how irrational they may seem. It's up to the client to identify their goals. We as a social workers, we're just there to help the client meet those goals. It's not up to us. I know at my undergrad, they always told us it's not up to us as a social worker to figure things out, but to help the client figure out what it is that they want. And by doing this, it helps the client with their independence and also their self-advocacy.